Imagine this. You're sitting comfortably, believing you've got a decent grasp on history. You know the big events, the famous figures, the major turning points. But what if I told you that there are moments in history so strange, so utterly bizarre, that they defy all logic and reason? These aren't just obscure footnotes in dusty old books. These are real events that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the past. If you're ready to have your mind blown and dive into some of the weirdest episodes in history, then you're in the right place. But before we get started, if you're as fascinated by the weird and wonderful as I am, be sure to hit that subscribe button for whatever world. Here, we unravel the strangest, most jaw-dropping stories around the globe. Trust me, you won't want to miss out. Let's kick things off with a story that sounds like it came straight out of a horror movie. Back in the 13th century, Pope Gregory IX made a decision that would have catastrophic consequences for Europe. He issued a decree that linked cats, yes, those ordinary house cats we see every day, to devil worship. Gregory IX believed that these felines were the devil's favorite companions, and as a result, ordered their extermination across Europe. The fallout? With a sudden reduction in the cat population, the rat population soared, which played a significant role in the spread of the Black Plague. This epidemic went on to wipe out a staggering 1/3 of Europe's population. A decision meant to protect people from evil inadvertently contributed to one of history's deadliest pandemics. Now, let's hop over to France in 1518 for another bizarre historical episode. One summer day, a woman named Fra Trophy stepped out into the street and started dancing. But she didn't stop. As if under some kind of spell, she danced uncontrollably, and soon, dozens of others joined her. This bizarre event, now known as the dancing plague, continued for days on end, with people dancing until they collapsed from exhaustion or even died. Was it a case of mass hysteria, or was there something more mysterious at play? The true cause of this peculiar phenomenon remains a mystery to this day. Next, we'd venture into the world of ancient Rome with one of history's most eccentric rulers, Emperor Elagabalus. Known for his outrageous behavior, Elagabalus was infamous for his bizarre and often unsettling antics. He would host elaborate dinner parties where every dish served was in a single color, creating a surreal dining experience. To top it off, he would release live animals into the dining rooms, causing chaos and terror among his guests. His reign was as short as it was strange. He was assassinated by his own guards at the young age of 18. Elagabalus' reign is a testament to how history's oddities can be as intriguing as they are bewildering. Let's fast forward to the Great Emu War of 1932 in Australia. A conflict that sounds like a comedic tale but is, in fact, a real historical event. Emus, large, flightless birds native to Australia, were causing significant damage to crops, prompting the government to take action. Soldiers were dispatched to battle these birds, armed with machine guns and other equipment. However, the emus proved to be surprisingly agile and clever, outmaneuvering the soldiers at every turn. The military's attempts to cull the emu population were largely unsuccessful, and they eventually had to retreat. The emus had triumphed over the military, showcasing that sometimes nature has the upper hand. And finally, let's explore the Great Molasses Flood of 1919 in Boston. In a turn of events that seems straight out of a disaster movie, a massive storage tank filled with molasses burst, unleashing a wave of molasses 25 feet high. This sticky, viscous wave surged through the streets at a speed of 35 miles per hour, destroying everything in its path and tragically killing 21 people. The cleanup effort took months, and for years afterward, residents claimed that they could still smell the molasses on particularly hot days. It's a bizarre and tragic reminder of how even seemingly innocuous substances can have devastating effects. So, what does all this tell us? History is far stranger and more unpredictable than we often give it credit for. If you're as captivated by these strange and fascinating tales as I am, be sure to subscribe to Whatever World. We're just scratching the surface of the weird and wonderful, and there's so much more to explore. Until next time, keep questioning everything, because as you've seen, reality is often stranger than fiction.